man. Even if he beat the cases, he will never be the same again. He'll never be the guy he once was. I mean, and I was joking earlier about me not being Tito, not being P Diddy, but man, people have to look at how many brothers have fallen out of grace in this game. Trying to be something that they're not for the most part. A lot of guys have fallen trying to be something that they're not. And I think that's one of the problems, that you're so caught up in the illusion of who you think you are that you forget who you really are, and you forget what world you're really living in, and you become delusional to your own power, to your own influence, and think you can do and say and do anything till it's too goddamn late. And that's where the shit starts. And whether you a drill rapper and you think you can disrespect somebody and they people ain't gonna catch up with you, you're delusional. If you are a mogul, think you can just kill people or run people over or rape women and the law ain't gonna catch up with you, you're delusional. And I think that's one of the problems we have in hip hop, that there's nobody that's really can yank a chain and say, hey, man, you need to back up, dude. You're gonna catch yourself a case, you're gonna find yourself in trouble, blah, blah, blah. Everybody just goes balls to the wall, and next thing you know, either they dead or got a case. And it keep telling you the same thing. You're gonna be dead, you're gonna end up in jail. They've been saying that since I was a kid. Keep doing stupid stuff, you're gonna end up dead, you're gonna end up in jail. 1 to 2. And it's still prevalent today in 2024.
Yeah. He called his parties freak offs. Did Lonzo ever have any freak offs back in the 80s? Minus all the, the bad stuff Puffy was doing. But
I couldn't afford the baby oil. I can't afford 1,000 gallons of baby oil. But I tell you what, we had a lot of good times, man. But you know what, though, dude? It was for us. I wouldn't even call them freak offs. We just had a good time. We were not trying to out crazy each other. We were not. That was never the vibe of any parties I had in my house back in the day. At once upon a time, I had a pool in my house, big pool, a big old above ground pool. One of them Martin Lawrence pools you see in Bad Boys, the ones that they end up tearing up every damn episode of Bad Boys. I had one of them big son of a guns in my backyard. Somebody gave it to me. Me and my boys put it together, and we had a ball for about a summer and a half. No, about a half a summer. And it was just people came by, girls came by, get in the pool, we barbecue, have a little fun. Everybody leave, everybody do what they gonna do. But it was just, ain't nobody gonna come back and try. We protected the women and ejected anybody that was gonna violate any, because we come from a different era. We come from a different era. Dude, you can't do that to her, man. That's the homegirl. Get out of here with that bullshit. If a girl says something, we're gonna be the first one to come to her aid. Hey, man, back up off that, man. No, man, get out of here with that. Go, leave. And that was the difference in our era versus now. Now they're gonna videotape it. They ain't gonna do a damn thing and let her go through what she's going through, and they're gonna try and take it so they can go viral or end up on TMZ or Vlad TV or something. But back we didn't have all that. We knew better, dude. And it was my house. You ain't doing nothing crazy in my house. Now you go back in the bedroom, if somebody come up crying or hollering, I'm gonna throw your ass up out of here. But for the most part, everybody came out sleepy.
Love it, man. Love it.
We never had a problem.
Now, we're halfway through the show. Before we continue and jump into some questions for Lonzo, I'm going to ask everybody to hit that like button. If you haven't already, just go on and smash it with your finger. It really helps out the channel. And please, if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, hit that subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra generous, we have a $sign right next to the chat where you can put a comment in. You want to throw a few bucks to the channel, that would be very, very, very appreciated. But much love to the chat, man. Let's continue with the questions. Some questions we had left over from previous weeks and some that are in the comments. I actually had a question. Brought this up. listen to a rapper from the 80s and 90s. He was talking about Abbey Road. What do you know about Abbey Road?
Which one? The Beatles album or the
No, not the Beatles album. Not the Beatles album. Was it a record store or something?
The record store, yeah. Abbey Road.
Okay. What can you tell us about that?
I used to sell to them. That's what I know for sure. I don't know a whole bunch more about them. They bought a lot of records from me. Abbey Road was a distributor. They were out of Orange County, and no, that was Big D. No, he left. He left Abbey Road and formed Big D Distributors. That's all I can tell you. What was the content?
You know, it was actually an interview I did with Havoc from South Central Cartel. Okay. And he was talking about Abbey Road. He just brought it up briefly, and I didn't go deeper into it with him. And I was watching the old interview I did with him, and then I was like, oh, let me ask Lonzo about that. But yeah, no, I was just curious if you had any Abbey Road stories.
Back in the day, there was a lot of independent record distributors around. Abbey Road was one of them. They had CRD, California Record Distributors, Abbey Road, Selecto Hits, Magic Disc. They had a bunch of them, and Schwartz Brothers. And that was how hip hop got its roots for the most part, because those independents had a relationship with independent stores, and they got your record out. And that was the groundwork, man, because Warehouse wouldn't bring our stuff in initially. So we had to go to the independent route to get our stuff in the stores. And because most of us didn't know everybody. Everybody didn't know everybody. I was one of the few guys, that sold records before I made a record. So I had a relationship with everybody. I knew everybody. I mean, that was my thing, to sell records, not even my own, other people's records, to these stores around the California, Arizona, Nevada, and Washington State. That was all my territory. So when I started doing my own thing, these people already were familiar with me, and that became the road to success for independent labels, Abbey Road, CRD, Associate Record Distributors, like I said, Magic Disc, and folks like that. Before Warehouse or Big Ben, when Big Ben's and Warehouse is the same thing, before they would even buy our stuff. Because there was a liquor piece that wouldn't buy our stuff back when they wouldn't buy us. They wouldn't mess with us.
Okay, thank you for that, man. You know what? Let's talk about South Central Cartel. Before we do, I'm gonna tell everybody, and I'm gonna post it in the description after the show. Lonzo has great interviews with a couple of the members of South Central Cartel. I know Havoc, Prodigy, and I think he even had